Hey guys, I have a little bit of free time here, so I'm going to trim Scotch's nails, and I'm going to show you how I trim my dog's nails, how I handle them when I'm training the nails, and how to identify the quick. So there's a really simple way to identify the quick, regardless if it's a clear nail, a white nail, a black nail, a brown nail. There's a really easy way to understand there's the quick and I can't cut any further, otherwise I'm going to make my dog bleed. So for a larger dog like Scotch, I trim the nails while he is standing. I know some people will trim the nails while the dog is lying down, but I do it while standing. So I will show you with Scotch here. Ready? Up. Okay, here we go. So when I trim the nails, I put Scotchy up on a table. I just kind of do this because I learned how to clip nails while grooming and in the vet office, so I always put my dog up on a table, but you can put your dog on the ground too. Either way, it doesn't matter. And then what I'll do is bring the paw up and behind. So if I'm trimming, I'll bring the paw backwards like this, and that way I can see each individual nail. And if your puppy has a hard time with this, then you should have someone standing there and rewarding your dog to the front while you're trimming the nails. If your puppy is super nervous with this, then you're just going to practice touching the foot with the nail, reward the dog. Touch the foot with the nail, trimmers, reward the dog. So I would do that a couple times, and then I would let the dog off the table and life goes on. The next session, I would try that again, and I would wait till my puppy's perfectly comfortable with having the clippers or the trimmers around the feet before I try trimming a nail, because I want this to be a positive experience for the dog. And if the dog has had a traumatic experience or you've made the dog bleed in the past, then it's going to take a little bit more time. So just be super patient with it and take each session and slowly work your way up to being able to trim one nail at a time, and then maybe two nails until you can do all four paws with the puppy just standing still. So I have never trimmed a quick on Scotchy's nails, so he totally trusts me. He's never had a scary experience with it. But if he did, like I said, I would have someone rewarding him to the front while I did this. Some dogs get super panicky while you're doing that, and that just means that you have to slow down and maybe just reward the dog for being on the table and not having the trimmers around at all until you can get up there. So I'm going to start trimming his nails here. And like I said, I always bring the paw up like this so I can see each individual nail, and you can spread the toes like that, right? And Scotchy has one black nail. I think he only has one black nail, maybe two. So I will show you how to identify the quick on that black nail, and I'll also show you how to identify the quick on the clear nails or the white nails. So I always use this style of clipper. I know there's different styles, but this is my favorite. This is what I learned on. This is what you'll kind of find standard at most facilities or vets or wherever you're taking your puppies. So obviously Scotchy here has a little bit of a hook on his nail. I'll just bring it in a little bit. So he's got this little hook there. So most people will understand, okay, yeah, I can see the pink on his nail. I'm going to trim right up until the pink, but that's not necessarily where his quick is. So you don't want to go by that pink on his nail. First of all, you can trim that hook off, but then it kind of gets dicey onto where do I trim from there. So I'm going to trim the hook off, and I go really small. And once I get to about this point, I don't know if you can see that, then I'll start to trim off diagonally on the sides instead of a straight flat-on trim. So I'll take a little off the sides. Whoops, it's okay, bub. I know, don't like being filmed, hey? Yeah, so always make sure the puppy's head is off to the side. So I start trimming off on the sides. And right now, I'm starting to get to his quick, and I'll show you what I mean. Just move in a little bit. So can you see that little black dot in the middle of the white in his nail? That's his quick. So I don't want to trim any further on that because I'm going to make him bleed. So that little black dot is in every single nail. It might be a pink dot. Most of the time it's black, but it might be pink if you have really clear or white nails. It'll be a pink dot. So your puppy's nail will have that clear or the white nail around, I know puppy, around it, right? It's gonna have that whiteness around it, and then it'll have that little dot. That's the quick. So I can take off everything around that quick if I'm really confident. I can take off the edges there around the quick, but I never wanna go any further because I'm gonna cut him. So see how you can still see some pink on his nail? Most people would go right in there, but I'm gonna make him bleed. So I'm not gonna cut any further. That's about as far as I could go. So I'll show you again with this nail. So I'm gonna cut off the hook part of it, cut off the hook, and there's absolutely no blackness, there's no black dot, so that lets me know I can go further. So I'm gonna keep going further here. And now I'm starting to see some white, see the whiteness? Still no black dot, so I'm gonna go a little bit further. All right, and this nail has a pink dot, so I'll show you that. Do you see that little pink dot? That's the quick, so I'm not gonna go any further. Again, I can trim all around. I can get these corners off. I might be able to get a little bit of the top off to round out the nail so it's not so sharp, but I'm not gonna go any more like a blunt clip because I'll get that quick, and I don't wanna make him bleed or make him feel like it hurts in any way, so I'm not gonna go any further. Okay. I'll show you with the black nail here. So here's his black nail. So his black nail is completely white on the inside. So I'm gonna go a little bit further until I see that black dot. And super tiny, tiny cuts. Because you're gonna uncover the quick really quickly, and if you go too far, you're gonna make your puppy bleed, and puppy will scream, puppy won't want to have its nails done anymore. So see that little black dot? There's the quick. So Scotchy definitely isn't happy with me. He'd rather not be getting his nails done, but unfortunately he is a dog trainer's dog, so he gets his nails done all the time. Okay, show you with this one. Here we go. There's his white nail, and there's that little, whoops, pink quick. Good boy. Come here. Come in. So I'll just do his other foot really quickly. So Scotchy has to get his nails done very often because he likes to injure his toes, get his nails stuck in the blue mats, and pull his nails apart. So he gets done all the time. So you'll start to get to know your dog's nails and understand how far you can go. But yeah, never go by that pink on the outside because that's not a clear representation of where the quick actually is. So lots of people will clip all the way back to that pink part, and that's when you'll have injuries, bleeding. Puppy has very sensitive nerves in the toes. Okay, so that's why you'll have issues. So there you go. Hopefully that helped you guys. There he is, helping himself to treats after his traumatic experience. Let me know if you have any questions, but that's kind of how I do my dog's nails. With my little dogs, I'll put them in my lap and kind of flip them over on their backs, so they're laying in on their backs on my lap, and then I'll clip the nails like that. Again, you would have someone rewarding them as they lie there on your lap. But for the most part, if you do a good job and you don't hurt your puppies, they should have no problem standing there and getting their nails done. Like I said, Scotchy wasn't totally happy with me, but he was able to just stand there and let it happen. So that's what I hope for you guys. And I know taking your puppy to the vet or the groomer every 3 weeks for a nail trim is pricey. So if you can do this on your own, then that's great.